We're Danielle
and Tammy,
and this is Perimenopause,
where we drink beer
and talk about perimenopause.
So grab your favorite beverage and put on something cozy while we get into this week's topic.
We are here at Full Measure Brewery in Eastern Market to celebrate the release of Lady Obsidian, the Black IPA that we helped make for International Women's Collaboration Brew Day in February.
Was it February or was it March?
Super good question.
I think it was March.
It might have been March.
It was March. But also, we are celebrating the Fermenta final farewell. So Fermenta was a women's
education and social and
we can't
supportive.
remember. Yeah, it was an organization to help women in the fermentation industry, not just like beer or wine, but like cheese,
kombucha,
mead, whatever, cider.
Yes.
So
today was our final farewell, and as the last secretary of the organization, it was nice to be able to say goodbye with everybody in a nice proper cheers.
Yeah, there was a good crowd, which you'll see, and we grabbed some of our friends in the industry, and we did some chats with them on the side to talk about perimenopause and their journey. And so
you will see them.
Those are coming up.
Yeah. Thank you to Full Measure for letting us come for your brew day. It was so much fun, and for letting us do all these interviews in your brew house. It was so much fun.
Yes, thank you specifically to Mike, the brewer, husband of Annette. He said, go to town, just don't fall in the drain.
Nobody fell in the drain.
We were great. We were safe.
Not one casualty.
And that's it.
Thanks so much for watching and listening.
Cheers.
Perimenopause. Welcome to Perimenopause. We are here with Annette May and Stacy Roth, two of the founding members of Fermenta.
Yes, and part of the reason that we're at this event today is because it's the Fermenta farewell, which is sad, but
so sad.
I know I have benefited from Fermenta. I've gotten 3 different scholarships, which were amazing. So
yes.
It was a local group for females in the ferment industry, not even beverages.
No, not even just beverage. So cool.
But that's besides the point.
Yes.
We're here to talk about perimenopause.
The whole thing.
So that is yeah, right.
0 out of 10 stars.
That's our podcast.
Yeah, don't recommend it.
So basically we're going to hand it over to you, but if there's anything you want to share, like symptoms or things that you did, or if you feel comfortable telling us how old you are and when you started perimenopause, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll hand it over.
Yes, these are yours now.
Tell us.
I love the microphone on top of the knife.
Well, it's because I felt stabby.
And you know the
We all do. No, now I truly understand that.
The WSET pink pen is cool too. So
Really good pen.
Yeah, it was a good
yes. Mine doesn't have a sticker.
I know, sorry.
Well, Stacy, go ahead. I also want to point out Stacy and Pauline were the reason Fermenta started. I came in early, but it was really this lady here.
Sometimes you just hit those moments where you realize that something has to give, something has to change. And that is how Fermenta was formed. Something had to change.
Yes.
And yes. And so thank you for all the other people that came to fill in the gaps to make it work. Because Annette, your driving force.
Well,
you get things done. That is impressive.
So,
yes.
But we're all here thanks to you and Pauline, and then Angie, very shortly after that. So,
but anyways, I am 50, and I feel now looking back on it, it might have started in my late 30s, but I had no idea. And now I am realizing that my hips don't work anymore. I have no idea who I am, where I am. There's no more lists. I can't even remember to make a list.
No.
Yes. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
What about you, Annette?
oh yeah. Well, the first thing I'm going to say is it's the worst time of your life. It was the worst time of my life, and It lasted 5 years. Doom and gloom, but it does eventually get better. And that goes to everyone out there. It's really shitty, but it does get better. I'm just about to be 68. So it was a long, and I started really early. So I started peri. I just turned 40, and I thought I was pregnant because I stopped getting periods. And I wasn't pregnant, and I was shocked and horrified to find out I was in perimenopause at 40 years old. It was just kind of young, but you two aren't far behind that. A little bit, but not much. And it took 5 long, miserable years. But eventually it was over. I was completely done. I was just approaching my 46th birthday, and I was completely done at that point. And, the cutoff is you have to be, can I say words like periods? How graphic can we get here?
Whatever you want.
So so when you're actually done with menopause, it's when you haven't had a period for a full year.
Yeah.
And I was completely done at 46. I had my last period at 45, and I was done.
That's amazing. I know. I feel like that's amazing. Oh my gosh, because I'm having like 2 periods a month right now.
Well, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Hang in there. It does get better.
Your mother and your sister, were you guys all early like that?
My mother had a hysterectomy, as many
Okay.
women of her generation. The minute you just
Yes.
anything goes wrong, whoop, out comes the uterus.
Yeah.
Heard of
And
it,
my
heard of it.
sister had an ablation for similar reasons,
Okay,
so I had
okay.
nothing. But I was, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But I was told I never had any. There's things that can bring it on earlier. Not ever having children is one of
Really?
them.
I actually didn't know that.
You use up all your eggs quicker.
Oh, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah. So I think that was the main one. Not having children. Maybe something to do with being really, really physically small, but I'm not 100% sure. It's definitely early onset osteoporosis, but I'm not sure if it
Oh,
affects
yeah.
menopause as well.
Interesting.
So yeah, I have no reference. But
Okay.
I will say, can I be really graphic? Can I tell you about the worst
Please.
thing that ever happened?
Yes.
So I went from being very, very lucky my whole menstrual career of having very light, easy periods with no PMT at all.
Yeah.
None. I was very, very lucky. In perimenopause, I was bleeding so much that I ended up in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And one day I actually had to cancel somewhere because I could not leave the house because
Wow.
every time I put in the thingy, a tampon,
Yeah, sure.
it just would fill up and literally fall out within 5 minutes.
That is awful. I'm so
Um,
sorry.
And so I went from virtually like no periods to that,
Wow.
and on and off for 5 years.
Ah,
And it really, really sucked, but it does get better. It gets better because eventually it stops, and then you are free, and you're much older, and you're much wiser, and you don't feel like shit for 5 years, which I
can't
did.
wait.
I just heard it explained like a butterfly metamorphosis, but think about what that caterpillar does inside that cocoon. It doesn't just like magically change into a butterfly. It liquefies. It's liquefied, and it completely changes into another being.
Yeah.
And that is kind of. And also, the other thing that I've heard recently that made me smile is that there are only 3 animals. I can't remember which 3. There are only 3 animals that have menopause. Everyone else, once they're done reproducing, that's it. End of life. You're done.
We just talked about this in our last episode, our second episode. Yes. Because the whole point of being an animal is like passing on your genes and continuing your lifeline, whatever. And so if you're not producing babies, then what's your point? And then you're also competing for resources with the younger animals of your species, so you just die, you know. And so as humans, we're kind of weird in that sense. But yeah, we talked about that, and then made us sad. Yeah, I mean, you know.
I think I saw one of the other animals is orcas,
Uh-huh.
the whales, and what?
Bat, the third one or something, I don't know.
I think a bat was one of them, but it was orcas because it was like, yeah, smash those yachts. Your Perry rage makes sense now, and I really identified with that. Yes, it felt really good, and it made me happy and less mad.
Now, I have a specific question because this is something I think about. And so Stacy is a brewer. And as I age, every day I go to work, I'm like, I'm too old for this shit. But how do you feel? Do you feel like like, what am I trying to say? Like, sometimes I come home and I'm really tired. Is it my job? Or is it the perimenopause? There's a both. But do you feel like,
Perimenopause, I'm telling you.
yeah, it's everything, but do you just feel like that really affects you doing your job on a daily basis? And for me too, it's not even physical, it's remembering things.
Well, I also want to add, for me, a personal note. I have a 6-year-old, so all those women out there that are waiting to have kids, have them in their 20s. So like, no, I wake up to like a dog poking me, like, get up, I gotta pee. And then a kid poking me, get up, I need breakfast. And I don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for our lovely dog,
Right.
child, I would not leave the bed.
Right.
So yes, but I still, I don't know.
I got to say that I'm extremely active and really fit and really healthy. Those 5 years, I could not get out of bed a lot of mornings. I was so exhausted and felt like shit. And I wasn't a brewer, I was working in beer sales at the time, which I have another story about, you know, menopause and working in beer sales. But yeah, the exhaustion was mind boggling. And I was like, all right, I was single at the time, which is sort of relevant because I thought I had contracted a particular viral disease. I couldn't account for how bad I was feeling. And I ended up going to get the particular test. And this is again a while ago when it was still pretty active. And of course, I was negative, but it was just perimenopause. I was so exhausted all the time.
Yeah, I the exhaustion's so hard. It's so real. I work in a physical job too, in a cellar and behind the bar, and I work for
And you're a bartender and you're running around. It's like,
yeah, and it's
You're always on your feet.
you're always on your feet,
all day.
and I work for 3 brothers who are all either almost 40 or in their 40s. So that means that their wives are in their 40s. So I know they know this. I know they understand it in the way that men understand it. But I'm in their face in this job that they're much better at than I am. I will be honest. Trying to keep up, and I can't explain to them why I'm tired when I slept for 9 hours yesterday. It's not. I didn't get enough sleep. It doesn't matter anymore. I could sleep for 3 days and be too tired. It's not because of anything. It's because of everything. So
it's not you.
it's not
that
me.
it is real.
Yes.
It's totally real.
I am talking about it at work. So I have coworkers that are my age, sometimes younger, sometimes older, and I've told my boss, don't fuck with menopause, all right? If she says she's tired, fuck off.
Just believe her.
And it does. It shuts him down, which is not a good thing. But I also, I talk about it.
But how do they react? Because
I do it in a joking way.
yeah,
I just, like when they're coming up and they're already annoying me, and I was like, give me more space.
yeah.
Okay? Just give me my moment.
I was telling, I don't know if it's Danielle, no, it was another friend, I can't remember, but basically, like, my boss right now is a woman who's my age, and I work with mostly women that are my age. If I wasn't working in this situation, I would be working for myself because I can't work for another man
No.
who either doesn't know as much as I do or is just like not understanding. But right now I could just be like, I think I'm getting my period. And we all get our period at the same time because we all spend 8 hours a day together, so we're all going through it at the same time. But I feel like I can say those things, whereas in other jobs I've had, and I work with men, I can't say that because it's like, oh, ew,
Maybe
It's hard.
guys I work with. I mean, they're really nice, forgiving, or whatever. But I also feel like I'm doing them a favor because their spouse is going to go through this. So
Yes.
if you hear it from me or you hear it from them, you're gonna go through it.
Yeah.
So you might as well start now.
They're definitely going to get a much easier experience from me than from their wife, I assume.
Right, because you have to still be somewhat professional, but I feel like
And I can't tell them to stop breathing because I can't stand the sound of your voice
I know,
anymore.
like, you can't tell your
can't
boss,
say
like,
that
can
to
you
my
just
boss.
like leave and not come back for the rest of the day?
Yes.
Like,
You can say that to your husband. I can't say that to my boss.
well, you could say that because your husband works here, and you could be like,
I feel like I say it to both.
I could probably say
Not
it.
a moot point, really.
Once again, like they have they have women at home. So I'm gonna like someone needs to talk about it. If not their wives talking to
Oh,
it
yeah.
about them, then I'm gonna talk to it about them because someone needs to prepare them for this.
So I want to ask you two a question, and you too, Stacey. Like
Sure.
the whole time I was through it, I was single, and which was really miserable because I cried alone for a long, long time for no reason other than I was going through this.
Yes.
But given that you're all married and are going through this, like
I kind of would rather be
it's
alone going
would-
through it.
how
Oh yeah.
that's like
100%.
is it easier or more difficult? Do you have the support of a spouse? Do you feel guilty that you're inflicting some of the angst and all the shit that we go through on them? Is it how is that?
It's a really fair question. It's a good question.
so I'll just start. I will say, like 10 years ago when I had my fibroid removed, it was on, I don't know, like a Friday, and like 2 days later I ended up in the ER because I had a lot of bleeding, and like I didn't know what was happening. And at the time my husband was really good. It was like, I'm like, I just bled all over the couch, I need you to clean it, I need you to drive me. And like when we got to the ER, he was really an advocate. He was like, hey, she needs to be seen, it's a little different now because it's not like one specific episode, it's just like all the time.
Because you're bleeding all over the couch now, I'm sure. Because that's
Yeah, it's, and honestly I give him credit because there are times I'm almost 44 and I still cannot predict when my period is coming. I'm like, what's wrong with me? And he'll be like, are you going to start your period? Like, is that why you're upset? Is that why you're crying? And I'm like, yeah, I think you're right. But I get so, my temper fuse has gotten so much shorter, where like the other day I had to go to Costco and I came home and he said like one thing to me and I was like, bro, you want to go? Like, let's go outside. Let's go. And he's just like, you need to calm down. So I think he knows what it is, but sometimes he takes it personally. And I'm like, it's not you. It's just that you're here and I'm directing it at you.
I think we're feeling this rage and this frustration and this helplessness, hopelessness, sadness, exhaustion, whatever you could think of, all of the time. And they're not.
Yeah.
And we're feeling it all the time, but we're not expressing it all of the time. So when we leak it out, they're like, this is a new thing and it's probably my fault and I'm freaking out. And I almost wonder if we were just like constantly yelling that it would be easier for them.
I feel like they're like, where's this coming
Where's
from?
this coming
And you're
from?
like,
It's
it's
like-
always here. It's just one thing happened and now it's like coming
I
out.
opened the valve one click and that's what you got today.
Yeah.
God forbid I go 2 or 3. God forbid I open all the way and we'll just die here in this house I set on fire. You know, like it's awful. It's all the time.
For my husband, he is lucky that I spent my entire life working with guys that had bigger cycles than I ever did.
Yes.
Because I spent most of my life like moderating feelings. Just so now I'm better able to moderate the feeling coming in, because I mean we moved in together. A couple weeks later, I popped out a baby, and then like 5 years later, I started going through menopause.
Yeah.
So it is like yes. So it was like never a stable moment.
Always
stable
crazy.
moment for us because you have baby, you have kid.
I thought about that the other day
Then-
because it's like you go through puberty, you're in your like teens, and then you maybe have 10 years because if you go through early perimenopause, you're in your mid 30s. So you've got like 10 to 15 years, and then it's like older puberty, and it's just like, why do we only have this short amount of time that we're able to be
We're
like
supposed
not
to procreate. Yeah,
crazy? I don't know,
it's not fair.
and I don't think we're crazy. I just
Did you guys ever? I mean, are you on or at like hormone therapy or anything like that yet?
no.
You just went through it, Annette.
It wasn't just, it was 20 years ago, but
You said there was
no,
therapy.
I have not. No, there was therapy. I'm really lucky. I never had to take HRT. I've never taken it. I still don't take it. My sister, who went through it because of blah blah blah. My sister takes HRT, so it's just me. I've never had to take it, and I'm glad because I just don't want to put more things in my body that I don't need. So I'm lucky. I've never actually
That's
taken
good.
it.
Good.
I've also been. You are all going to say blessed. This is kind of funny that I have never to this day had a hot flash ever.
Whoa.
Which everybody's going to go, you really suck. But for me, who I'm always freezing cold,
That's true. She is
I
always
was
cold.
actually like, yay, I'll actually be warm for
No.
once in my life. And I have not to this day had one. I had a shit ton of night sweats. Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
one of the reasons you do go on HRT is to control hot flushes.
Yes.
And again, I never had one, so I never had to go on it.
All right.
So yeah, I haven't done anything, but I
No.
feel like maybe it's something that needs to happen soon.
I think
don't know.
my IUD helps a lot.
Okay.
I kind of like forget about it sometimes. I think it releases just enough that I'm not my IUD.
Oh.
Yeah, that it's just enough to make me like I am always cold now, and that just started for me. I had hot flashes last summer. I don't know why. Now I'm always cold. Oh, it's the GLP-1. I forgot.
Yeah,
I'm on a GLP-1 now.
What is that?
So an injection for weight loss. Yes.
Yeah.
And now I'm always cold. Always cold. Yes. Always. I'm freezing right now.
So, do you have something to add, or
I'm working. I'm advocating for some type of hormone therapy. Like I'm gonna switch doctors because she's just not listening to me.
Exactly.
and Stuff. Yeah.
It's a female doctor and she's not listening to you. So disappointing.
and that's what we just talked to Wendy, and that's what she said. And I have like a male practitioner who's kind of dismissed some other things, but it's the same thing where if you're like, I'm having these things happening, and they're like, oh, well, that's whatever, or that can't, you're too young, whatever, then you need to find someone else because
Yes.
they're not
Don't
listening.
stop.
I agree. Like, number one, female physicians, if you can.
Yeah.
And again, they're not all just perfect because
No.
they're female, but find a good one that is supportive. Women's clinics.
Yes.
For anyone that lives downriver, like Northline Women's Clinic in Southgate were phenomenal.
Okay.
And everyone they're so compassionate and,
Good.
have a lot of empathy. So women doctors are better for all of this.
Good.
So one other fun thing we like to ask
Yes.
is, just for fun, in the last week or so, what is the most, I almost said perimenopause again,
You did.
perimenopause thing that has happened or that you've done?
That I've done. Well,
Like, did you open the wrong valve? I've done that. We've all done that.
Well, open the wrong valve, yeah.
no, I think I've finally given in, and I realize that nowadays I can't even remember to write the list.
That's what I said.
So I've sat down, like I used to do everything without even writing lists. I remember work, home, whatever, it was just in my head. But now I can't even remember to write the list. So I went down and finally made myself a cleaning, cooking calendar that also includes life calendar events. So I've included them all in one. So it just pops up. I have to look at it every morning.
Smart.
And then it tells me, because I don't remember.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've been doing my job long enough where I don't have to remember because it's muscle memory now.
Right.
But some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Lists are so important. There's nothing wrong with making a list. It's okay.
My
It's
thing
okay.
is like I make the list, but then I where did I put the list? You know, like, where is it? Because I'll bring it with me everywhere I go, and then I'll set it down and I'll do something, and then I'll leave, and then, you know, I don't know where the list went. So, yeah.
So I'm going to point out that for all of you, this is temporary because, again, this does pass, and you are all going to get better. So this is where I'm going because I don't have a menopause story because I went through it 20 years ago.
Yeah.
However, I do have dementia stories, potential dementia stories, which I will not go into. But for all of you out there, this will pass.
Well,
It will pass.
what we've learned is that your perimenopause, you have menopause, which is like one point in time, and then your postmenopause, which I call post-apocalyptic part of your life, because basically you hit menopause, and then the rest of your life is postmenopause, and everything is still, you still have a lot of the same symptoms, right? You know, and
Sometimes, but
yeah.
no, the exhaustion, the physical symptoms, maybe the hot flashes, depending on your genetic makeup.
Right.
But the physical exhaustion and the total mental confusion will go away.
They go away.
It will
Okay.
go away
I can't
until
wait.
it,
I can't
it,
wait.
it goes away. Trust
I
me,
know.
you will get better.
I would love to wake up and know what the hell is happening on any,
You will.
or any day.
You will. It will go away once you've once you're postmenopausal.
Good to know.
Which actually is pretty cool. You don't have to worry about the stuff. And,
good.
again, everything sort of, until you get like as old as I am and when your body starts to break down. But seriously, like getting older is really cool because you don't give a shit about anything anymore.
I can't
And
wait.
it is really, really cool.
Good.
I don't know, because my body, like, I have physical body aches. So
Because you're a physical brewer and that's really hard.
I don't know if anyone got COVID, but if you got COVID and you got the body aches with COVID, so there'll be a couple of times a week where in the morning or at night, that's like my whole body. It's not joint aches. It's like my whole body just throbs. And where I just like, and
You need to get that. You need to get that checked out, Stacey.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I tell the worst story of ever? This is
Oh my
going to
God.
freak everyone. I've got
Yes.
like the worst
Yes, of
perimenopause
course.
story ever.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's kind of graphic, so forgive me, everybody, but the worst perimenopause story ever was when I was going through it. And I said, I mentioned earlier that I bled a lot randomly, and which was, again, really weird for me. So I was in beer sales at the time, and I was standing there in a big beer store talking to
No.
the beer buyer there, and all of a sudden, guess what
No.
happened?
No.
Whoop!
No.
Yes,
No.
that was not fun.
Oh.
And I put my legs together and I went, "Excuse me," and I very carefully walked backwards like this
Oh my
to the
goodness.
bathroom and just hoped there weren't puddles on the floor.
Oh no.
That's terrible.
So that is like my worst story. And again, everyone, it gets better.
Wow, I don't even.
I don't have a story like that. But I just feel like with period changing, and I've always had kind of weird periods since the fibroid, where I'm standing somewhere at work, and it's just like you feel it all just
feel it.
coming, and you're like, yeah, I need a second.
Yes.
Okay, and it's like past, but it's like, and then you just have to go back and do your job because you can't say
Yes.
like, look, I'm having back pain and I'm bleeding to death and I need yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
But if you ever want the guys to leave you alone, when they come looking for you to ask you a question, just say, I'm passing a lot of blood clots right now. You might want to walk away.
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna remember that.
They'll walk away.
Remember that.
Remember that. It's a good one.
And there's always beer.
There's always beer.
And that's
Beer
why
is
we're doing
here for
this.
you.
We're drinking beer and talking about perimenopause because
Yes.
alcohol is not great for perimenopause, but
No.
it helps us deal with it. Yeah,
helps.
I think it helps deal with it.
It helps a
So
lot.
this was
All right.
amazing.
Thank you so much for talking with
We're
us.
so glad that we could chat with you.
Yeah, I'm empty now.
I'm
but-
empty.
Yeah.
My glass is on the ground.
Cheers to everyone
Thank
going
you.
through it.
Welcome to Perimenopause, live-ish, currently.
Live
Yeah,
from Full Measure Brewing
Full Measure Brewing in the brew house.
in Detroit. We're in the brew house. We are with Wendy and Lacey. And Wendy actually is a podcaster herself.
Better on draft.
Better on draft. And when we told them that our podcast was about drinking beer and talking about perimenopause, they were very excited to share their journey. So basically what we'll do is just hand it over to you, and whatever you want to talk about. We've talked about a lot of the symptoms,
Yes.
the treatment, the everything.
Yes.
So whatever you want to share, maybe you have like some weird symptom that like we don't know about because everything is perimenopause at this point. Oh God, all of them. We talked about like the poor sleep, the hot flashes, the chills, memory fog,
So much brain fog. Just
like
Blind
rage. That was
rage.
on there.
blind rage.
That cold flashes were a part of perimenopause. I didn't know until I would be like 1,000 degrees, and then like 20 minutes later, I'm so cold I can't get warm.
Cold flashes.
Yes.
That's a fun one.
And I learned that because I would get really sweaty, especially in the winter. I would get really sweaty, and then I would be wet, and then I would be freezing because I would be wet and it would be cold. And it was just like back and forth all night. And anyway, I'll pass this over if anyone wants to just chat about whatever. I don't know.
So that's the way night flashes worked for me. The night sweats worked for me. I had a friend, we went on a cruise, and I went to bed early. He went to the casino. I come back, and he's like, you were like spread eagle, sweating up a storm on top of your covers. He's like, I went into the bathroom to put my pajamas on. I came back out, and you were curled up like it was like 10 degrees in the room.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I guess I kind of get that.
Yeah.
But recently, I just started having cold flashes that have nothing to do with hot flashes.
They're just separate.
Separate. All of
Okay.
a sudden, I feel like it's 10 degrees. I can't get warm. Chills run up my body from my toes all the way to my head. It's crazy.
I'm always cold.
Always cold?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So I know I had a very 28-day cycle, very 28 days, right?
Yeah.
And recently, from December till end of February, I was like, I think going to 32. And I thought that was very bizarre for me because I'm like clockwork, you know? So I bought one of those meters to see where my progesterone and my estrogen and everything was falling. And according to this meter, I had to eat more fiber and take my B6. So I did that.
Okay.
And I went right back to 28 days like clockwork.
Okay.
It was the most bizarre. And I've had less symptoms. So I just made bean salad. I eat it with my lunch and my dinner. And I bought a bioavailable B6. So like, you know what I mean? Like
Just
it's
a supplement?
Yeah, just
Okay.
a supplement. But
Okay.
like one that's what's the word? Methylated.
Okay.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And anyway, 28 days on the dot.
Okay. Now, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
would you mind telling us how old you are?
I am 43.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 50.
Okay. I am also 43.
Yeah.
When do you feel like you started perimenopause?
42.
Yeah. I'm with her on that 42.
100%.
Yeah.
I hit 42.
Yeah.
Okay, but she started 8 years ago and you started 1 year ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy because I'm almost 44 and I feel like I probably started at least 6 years ago.
I had a friend she's in full menopause and she just got on bioidentical hormones. She's 46, I think.
Okay.
So, and I mean, she didn't have period for 365 days. So,
Right.
yep.
My coworker, she didn't have her period for almost a year and she thought, oh my God, it's done. And I was like, that sounds amazing.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
I want that. And then she made a comment a couple months ago about her period. And I said, well, I thought you finished. And she's like, oh no, it came back. And apparently it comes back.
Wow. Yeah, my aunt said the same thing. She was 53. And I was like, what?
So have either of you, besides like dietary or supplements, done any sort of like actual treatment? Like gone to the doctor? Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
just
because no, they don't want to treat it.
Right.
They don't know how to treat it most of the time. So I actually went on Depo-Provera because the period issue was so difficult. I'm like, I can't deal with this. So, and I just went off of it after a year, and it's been 5 months. So I'm counting down, hoping that I can get to that point after that, because I need this to be done.
Yeah, they would give me an IUD, but I just don't respond well to birth control, so I was like, nah, wing it. And you know, but honestly, yeah, no, just doing the B6 and the beans, eating the beans, and that's a fiber. So the mechanism is the fiber, remove the extra estrogen.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Because that's what was happening. Like, I would see the spike in estrogen, like, when I shouldn't. And so I was like, oh, well, what is that? I looked more into it, and they're like, you got to get it out of your body. Well, how do you get it out of your body? You eat fiber. Yeah. And so that's what I started doing. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And it sure enough, the first month, it was like 28 days. And it went from 32 to 28 just in 1 month. It was so wild.
Okay.
And I like beans, so I'm not unhappy about it.
So, like, I don't know. Is there anything else that you feel like you want to share? Words of wisdom or encouragement?
I'm not encouraging anybody to drink, but since changing my diet, it's been easier to drink.
Okay.
Okay? I'm not encouraging anyone to drink, but if you experience I can't have a beer and it's making me unhappy, that has improved that. Okay?
Exactly.
All right. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
The only thing I can say to encourage people is talk to other people about it, and don't let your doctors.
Yes, I have a very good doctor.
Don't let your
actually.
doctors
I will
gaslight
shout
you.
him out.
It's happening. Make it.
Yeah.
Advocate for yourself.
Yeah. I have a doctor who will listen. Now he is like to the point. He's a to the point doctor, which I don't mind. But if you're like, hey, I want hormones, he's like, got it. I did the whole dance with seeing if I had endometriosis, like the whole 9 yards. And he was like, yeah, let's go in and see. I had no problems with the doctor.
Yeah. I feel like my friend, when she was finally diagnosed, I think like hormone replacement or whatever, like she had to like really ask her I guess her pharmacist to get it covered.
Yes.
And I was at work one day and she's sitting there and it's like, and she's working, I'm at lunch, so I'm just listening, but she's trying to be like quiet and discreet, but she's like, so the ingredients are, she had to read out all the ingredients so that they would like okay it or not.
That's crazy.
And she's like, but I need this,
Yeah,
you know?
I
and
know
so
what you're saying, because my one friend went to the doctor and said the same thing. And the doctor was like, I'm afraid, I don't want to do it. Like, she was really like putting up the roadblocks, which I was like, that's obnoxious, right? And so she goes to my doctor and she goes, I really want to get a hormone replacement. They do one blood test for her to confirm she's in menopause. And they're like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem. And she's been great ever since. She feels fantastic.
Also,
Yeah, there's my experience.
there are things you can do to
Yeah.
help with those symptoms.
Yep.
Be sure to ask for them. Don't
Yeah.
be scared to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got one friend who's got an IUD for that reason alone.
I just talked to somebody else who went through the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm on my second IUD. I feel like my symptoms might be wildly different from other women.
And it's different for everyone.
And it's different for everyone. It's always going to be different no matter who you are. But I sometimes feel like it was hard and then it got easier. And I feel a little bit like it's not fair that I get a little bit lucky. But yeah, everybody's symptoms are going to be different.
I did dental family planning for 7 years.
Yes.
And so I was really used to my cycles because I was trying to not get pregnant, which I was very successful at until I got pregnant. I do know what I was doing when I got pregnant. But yeah, no. And so that makes
Usually what you're doing when you get
Yeah. That's makes you more aware of your cycle. So it has made this easier because I have been aware for years. Yeah.
So I'm like 8 years into this, and just recently my ears started itching. Do you guys have
itchy
and I'm
ears.
like,
Itchy
it's
ears.
so horrible, like inside, and you're like, I can't get it. You're like,
and I don't know about you, but for me, my ears only itch when I'm sleeping at night. So it's the middle of the night and I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, like I can't get comfortable. And then every morning I get out of bed and I do the Q-tips in my ears. So a tip that we had, and you could try this, I haven't tried it yet, but dip a Q-tip in Flonase and put that in your ear. And that's supposed to help with
We
those,
just saw that tip.
with the
yeah.
itchiness. Yeah.
My skin feels like there's bugs under it frequently, and in my eyes particularly, which is I wish this on nobody. It's awful. Feel like something's crawling around in your eye. I don't know if that's a perimenopause symptom or if I'm actually crazy, but I think it's probably a perimenopause.
It must be
symptom.
because I just feel like we're itchy.
Always itchy.
Everywhere.
It's just itchy. Yeah. What was the most perimenopause or menopause thing that happened to you or that you did this past week? Would you say?
I'm sure you have a lot of things
Well,
to
I
choose
had to
from.
center myself and not yell at everyone.
Yeah,
It
well,
was blind rage.
yeah.
I told you. Blind rage.
Yeah, I went to Costco on
Like going to
Thursday.
therapy, it's fine.
Yeah.
Blind rage.
Blind rage. Yes.
Well, I was on vacation this week, so I did not try to focus on a lot of that. But I swear to God, I got up to pee like 15 times
That's the one.
in a 4-hour nap.
Oh, so unfair.
4 hours, and I got up to pee 15 times. My roommate was like, "Are you okay?"
Just want to goddamn sleep.
And you're like, no, I'm not
No.
okay.
You ever like lay there and you're like, it'll go away, and it doesn't.
I did that for
doesn't.
like 2
It gets
hours.
worse.
You have to go.
Well, no, and I'm 50 now, so when I decide I have to go to the bathroom, I have to go right then. You can't wait.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
This has been my life for a while because I feel like I've always had bladder issues, but 2014, so it's 12 years ago now, I had surgery for a fibroid, and I feel like that just kind of messed everything up down there.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
it's like, if
Yeah.
I stand up, everything is, yeah, and I need to go now.
You
And
see a pelvic floor physical therapist?
no,
Pelvic floor physical therapy does help. with
okay,
It does immensely, but you have to commit to it, which I'm not very good at. But
I-
when I do,
yeah,
it's a game changer.
okay.
Yes.
Because our situation is that we have one bathroom, my husband and I, and he takes a while. And so it's like I can't actually get out of bed and like get up and like sit up until he's done in the bathroom, because otherwise like I'll have to dance around. And same thing, like last night I got up to go pee because I had to pee. I waited for a while, maybe it'll go away, but then I'm awake. And then I go pee, and then I come back, and I'm like, now he's snoring, and then I'm just awake for 2 hours. But I have to be awake at a certain time, so then I'm tired. Like, it's just, yeah, every night. And it's like every night. Every night.
Take your magnesium.
Um,
Listen, I'm not trying to hurt
I don't
you.
know.
I'm just telling you.
No, but you have good suggestions that I have not thought about.
Honestly, magnesium helps with sleeping. It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was doing some of like the sleepy time, like CBD oil.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
There's like a mechanism to the magnesium. It's something like, God, I don't remember exactly.
Take the right magnesium.
It's like, yeah,
Okay.
you gotta like take it, but then the reason you need magnesium is because something else is depleted. Like there's a reason, you know what I mean? So I don't remember it exactly.
How do we have time for this? Like
Listen,
to know
I
like
have a
what's,
hyper-focus, and
but
I'm
like
weirdo.
what's
I do
depleted and
shit.
what we need and when
Yeah.
to take it, and like
Yeah.
I can't.
I know.
I can't.
I look
It's
up
so many
menopause
things.
symptoms at least 3 times a week.
Yeah.
At least.
Just like,
this-
hey Google,
this
is
new
this
that's
normal?
going on. Is it
I learned-
menopause or am I just weird?
I learned that like resistant starch is better for insulin, you know, if you got an insulin problem, you know, and you want to know what is good with resistant starch? Potato salad.
Oh my god, I just made potato salad a couple weeks ago and I
see?
ate the
So,
whole.
that's
Yeah.
potato salad.
I could get down on some potato salad for sure.
But like you said, and this was why Danielle and I started this whole podcast, was because one day we were sitting having a beer and she was talking about something, and I was like, well, it's obviously perimenopause because everything is perimenopause. And then she's like, we should start a podcast called Beer
I
Menopause.
am a stress sweater.
And we feel like
That's magnesium oil.
with our two jobs being somewhat physical, like if we're hurting or we're tired, it must just be our job. But it's the other stuff and your job. Yeah.
First time you use it, okay?
So
But I'm telling you, it does help.
Magnesium oil has been suggested
magnesium oil.
for stress sweating.
Magnesium oil.
It's like I have that problem, hands down.
Okay, good to know.
What else
All
do
right.
we want to ask Wendy and Lacey?
You guys are experts, so
How about we've been chatting now for about 15 minutes, which is fine.
yeah.
But
All right.
I just want to leave you with a question, which is, as I was doing my research for our last episode, which was like symptoms and treatments and whatever, one of the treatments that you could try, and I don't remember if it was for like hot flashes or something, but one thing that you could try was taking Viagra. How do you feel about that?
I wouldn't because I'm a weirdo, but maybe you want to give it a go.
I don't know. I would have to see what actually it does. Did you guys read the Naomi Campbell book?
No.
No.
So she wrote a book, and I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. I'll have to send it to you. But she wrote a book about her journey with perimenopause and stuff like that. And I thought it was really eye-opening. There was a lot of things I realized, oh, crap, that is actually menopause.
Thank you.
So, it's a really good book. You should check it out.
I'm not saying I wouldn't try it, but
It just made me angry. That's all.
Did you try it?
No, but it's like a man drug. Like it made me angry. Like, can I have my own thing?
I did the thing where you take the antihistamine, like the Pepsid and the antihistamine. You know, so I took the Pepsid,
I agree.
but
I agree with that.
I have a tendency to get tachycardic, and I ended up going tachycardic the first week I started taking it. So I stopped taking it, and the cardiologist was like, "Yeah, that could happen." I was like, "Okay, cool, good to know."
Yikes.
So I don't take it now.
Yikes. What was that for? I missed that.
Oh, like you ever heard of taking Pepsid to
Like for
like
heartburn
an
or?
antihistamine? No, because it might. I guess it works like an H2 blocker.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I took it, and the first week I took it, I went tachycardic.
Yeah.
Which I've had before, so it's not.
Because I have a tachycardia
and,
too. Yeah.
And the cardiologist said,
Yeah.
he goes, yeah, that's a very good possibility. It could cause it. So like, I know people see that, but like, be careful because
Don't do that.
That happened to me. So I know how to manage it, but not everybody does. Nobody wants to have their heart stopped to have it started again.
No.
It's late.
Tachycardia sounds no fun.
Having us.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming and talking with us.
Thank you for chatting with us. If you want to find Wendy elsewhere, she is at Better on Draft. How often do your episodes come out?
We're doing the second and fourth Friday of every month now.
Okay. And we're in Michigan, so a lot of it's based on Michigan beer. She talks about beer. Yeah.
And Lacey, you're a fabulous artist.
I am a casual artist.
Casual, fabulous artist. As is your husband now.
Yes, that is. He is. I just sold some more of his pictures on eBay, so yeah, it's not all bad.
Cool.
M Rockstar Designs.
So we are thriving.
Yeah.
We're thriving here.
Fine.
That's fine.
It's fine. All right, we're here with Emily
Hi.
Stubeck, the most recent former final forever president of Fermenta.
The final boss.
The final boss of Fermenta.
What a title.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're basically just talking about perimenopause and what that's been like for you. And we've been asking everyone, it's totally up to you if you want to tell us how old you are and when you think you started, because no one really knows, but
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's a mystery to this
So
day.
if, I have the microphone with the knife because I felt stabby. So
I love a
if
knife.
you want
Give me
to
the knife.
use the knife,
If I'm going to be on a perimenopause podcast,
Yeah.
I want a knife. Okay. I want a knife and a beer, alcohol and a weapon, please.
Yes.
Confirmed. Cheers to that.
Cheers to
Yes,
alcohol
yes,
and weapons.
yeah. All right. Well, so after right before you guys started recording, and I said, "Oh, my self-awareness and my self-preservation lined up," but healthcare sucks. So when do we actually know when perimenopause starts? So I guess the stats. I am turning 37 this year.
Okay.
I can't tell quite yet where I'm at in a perimenopause stage, but I can confirm that body chemistry is wild, and it has started changing for me like a ton in the last couple of years. Yeah. In terms of like what I'm sensitive to, how I can drink, how can I eat, how I can exercise, just like for fun. Like don't care what the body looks like, but just for breathing is great.
Moving around, yeah.
Sustainable breathing,
Yes.
investing in that.
Heard of
Those
it.
are my stats.
Yes.
And that's where I'm at.
Okay.
I was gonna say follow-up questions.
So have you had like the typical perimenopause symptoms, which it's hard to say as women, but like really crappy sleep, night sweats, brain fog, rage, high libido, low libido, weight gain. Like, I mean, there's so many things. Dry eyes, itchy ears.
dry eyes
I mean,
is a
there's
good
so many
one,
things.
yeah.
Like,
Those are some really good specific symptoms. So, sleeping has been interesting. I can attribute some of that to my dog.
Oh,
She's a bed
hello,
hug.
Mars.
okay.
Yeah.
Shout out, I love her, but
She's the cutest.
It's
Yeah.
not their fault. I love them.
But in terms of like the brain turning off and investing in really restful sleep, like what the fuck is that anymore? And you know, being
I don't know her. Yeah.
It used to just be when you were tired, either body or brain, you know, it would just kind of shut down. But nowadays it's more like you have to go through and there's more toggle switches in the brain that I don't know how to identify them as, but I don't know how to turn them off.
Really
Does
good
that make sense?
description of
Toggle
what
switches.
it is. It is a really good description. It's
Like-
it's process piping in a brewery, and all of the valves are in different positions.
Yes.
Yes. And like I woke up in the middle of the night this last night and I was thinking about something. Oh, I think it was like I had everything I needed to record today ready to go, but I didn't have my iPad. And I was like, what if I show up and I'm like, oh, I
What
don't
if?
have the recording device. So then my brain was like iPad, like all night, and then I couldn't sleep again. You know?
That sounds about right. I had 3 mini nightmares last night.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure it was just because I had to give a little toast today
Yeah.
for the Fermenta farewell. And I was like, no one's going to show up. But Pauline, our previous Fermenta president,
Yes.
told me I'm officially a president if I've had that nightmare. She's
That
like, every good Fermenta
tracks.
president has had that nightmare. Oh, the rage is real. I was going to say if we're backtracking to symptoms. I think, I think all of us here work in hospitality.
Yes.
And I will say, like, the cellaring days are the nice days.
So nice.
Where you can just disappear in the back and be like, don't fucking talk to me.
Don't fucking talk to me, man.
Yeah, I said, I think to my husband, because I can't remember, but if I can go in at like 7 a.m. or 7:30, sometimes I'll go in at 6:30 and not have to see anyone else for like 3-4 hours.
Worth it.
I love it.
Oh,
I
man.
can just be alone for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then when people do show up, my day's half over.
You're
like,
a victorious morning person of solitude.
Yeah.
Victorious.
And I can play my
morning
music.
person of
and I-
solitude.
Yeah.
So poetic.
I'm an
Literary.
English major, thanks.
I love it.
I only get to use it 5% of my life.
It squeaks out. It comes out. No, the
Yeah.
quiet, like the just being able to like turn it off. Like I like playing music in the cellar. Like like when I'm alone and it's just like clean these tanks and then go home. I'm gonna go home. Like I'm by myself. I'm gonna clean these tanks. I'm gonna play my '90s rock, and nobody's gonna bother me, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go home and have dinner with my husband. And it's gonna be great.
Man.
Great day.
Just
And
a
hang out
simple
with your
visual.
animals.
Just
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Simple visuals are the best
Great
things in
day.
the world.
Yeah.
There are no high expectations anymore. Just rage and like
Do you feel like
being content.
do you work in the cellar?
So I do a little bit of everything. I work for a small business called Beard's Brewery. I've worked there for 11 years now, and I started out as just learning from the bottom: bartender, sales, and then director of sales and marketing, community events, team culture. And it took me 10 years, but now I'm back in the brewery helping on the cellaring side.
Oh wow.
So it's been interesting that I've gotten to see the brewery from a lot of different angles, a lot of different batteries you need for different roles.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like being in the brewery has come at the perfect time. I love how in the industry you have a lot of like younger people and they start in the brewery, but I almost am like, save your youth for behind the bar.
Oh my God, yes.
And then move into the brewery in your 30s.
Yes. Yes.
Because that's when you need to being in the brewery is hard work in a different way, still physically demanding, like being behind the bar, but a different social battery. So I've been really enjoying in my later 30s, like having just the brewer to talk to and a very set, in the brewery, things are very set. They're very formulaic, and it's nice to have those really clear expectations. Whereas behind the bar, it's a fucking crapshoot. It's anything goes. So yeah, that's kind of my, in terms of like adapting age to job title.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
do you feel like being the age that you're at, and I'm even way older, but like being in the cellar, just physically, it's harder? And honestly, it's a hard job anyway, physically, but like, do you feel like it's just like your body's changing, or do you feel like it's the job? I mean, who knows?
When I'm in the cellar, like cleaning kegs and stacking things and moving things, I'm always like, I take 30 seconds before I move something.
Oh, yeah.
And align my entire body.
Yes.
And I'm like, Emily, bend. And our brewer will catch me. He's younger. And I'll just be like, I'm like a horse at the starting gate. I'm just like, no. I was like, here I go. I've got my stance. Body, are you ready? And then sometimes I'm like, nope, we need to reset. Yeah. So
And it's good. That's good.
Because I didn't cellar when I was younger, I don't have anything to, I guess, compare it to. But from hauling kegs to festivals, deliveries,
Sure.
you know now you got to move differently to make sure you don't breathe wrong.
You cannot breathe wrong. You should always team lift a keg. Whenever I see somebody not doing it, I'm like, there's your vertebrae.
Welcome to the darkness.
Perimenopause after dark. Holy moly. What do we do?
You know, you said lifting kegs. The thing when you're old enough to have been cellaring long enough and you're old and you're creaky, you have to find someone the same height as you to lift the keg.
Oh,
that's the better. Like, always have someone to lift a keg with? No. You need someone who's as tall as you.
Yes. Somebody shorter is not going to help.
That's a signal right there.
That's scary.
Are we going to keep going in the dark?
Oh, my gosh.
It's real dark.
No. It's so dark.
I love it.
All right. We're good.
Light because
there's light here.
We're perimenopausal, right? So they were like, let's just ignore these women, right?
Witches.
We don't know, but that's probably what happened.
We don't show up on radar, so the lights went off.
That's what it is.
Yeah, man. We're here.
Yeah. What else you got?
Yeah, well, that's always my question. Oh shit. Because like, how much longer can I do this physically?
How much longer can I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
what's your I'm curious. I'm sorry, am I allowed to ask you a question?
Yeah.
What's your boundary? Because so many people, I feel like in this industry, especially when there's no healthcare, there's no good healthcare. It's small businesses, blah blah blah. Even if you're in Canada, I don't know how different that is over there.
Yeah.
But most people work until they have an injury, and then they're doing like a GoFundMe. But like, I'm assuming we are all very smart, intelligent ladies here.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want to get to that point where we have an injury like that. So I guess like, what's your point that you stop?
I would say for me, like, I know I have limitations, and last year I ended up in the ER with sciatica. However, even though I live in Canada, I was in the US visiting my mom, and so
What the hell?
so it was luckily I had travel insurance, but it was a hefty bill. And so I think about it. And so now, then I came home and I was doing physical therapy and whatever. And now I have to have an MRI. I've been trying to take care of it basically, but I've told my employer, like, look, there's certain things I can't do. Like, I cannot crawl into a tank and clean it. Like, I was never tiny, but that's hard. Certain lifting, like, again, it's like I can't lift this or I need help lifting, like
breathe wrong and set off side.
No, I have like taken off my t-shirt funny and pulled it back, right? Like, so I know what I can and can't do, but I can also tell my boss, like, I can't do this, and she'll be like, okay, and again, she's a woman.
That is nice.
Whereas I don't think I could have done that in other places.
You'd be like, why? What's wrong?
Well, because it's like, if you can't do the job, then you shouldn't have this job.
Yes.
It's
black and white.
Yeah, it's automatic.
Right. And it's like,
dismissal
and then
of
you
your
point out, like,
issues.
you shouldn't be lifting kegs on your own anyway. Like, that's,
No one should be lifting a keg by themselves.
but I feel like
I
men
know
are
you
like,
can. Don't do it.
no, you can't. And I feel like men are like, or I can do it. And I'm like, when you do the math, because I always do the math, because I go from kilos to, pounds. A 50-liter keg is 50 kilos, which is like 110 pounds.
Yeah.
You should not be lifting that by yourself.
A full half barrel is about 165 to 167 pounds. That's almost as much as I weigh.
Why
would I want to do that?
Don't do that.
No one should do that.
That's
Because
stupid.
the keg is also a weird shape. It's a bulky shape.
Yeah.
So even if it's like, oh yeah, I can lift 165 pounds. It's like, I believe you, but can you do something that can roll, that can fall, that's
when you have to
uneven,
lift
it's
it and
bottom
you can't,
heavy?
you can't lift it and set it. You have to lift it and like lean back
Yes.
and then like move it, and
And what if it's one that stacks nicely and locks into the one that's on top?
Yeah.
Now you have to lift it and like pull it up even higher.
Yeah.
Because it's stacky.
Don't do it on yourself. And you need a spotter. Even if you
Yeah.
need a spotter on your own, you need a fucking spotter.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I hate it.
Stop being so strong.
So-
Doesn't matter.
Yes.
I mean, in general, like, yeah, I know what I can and can't do. Our healthcare is different. I do have to wait longer for certain things. However, I'm not paying for anything. and like this is something hopefully we'll talk about in detail later, but I do think about that because it's like at some point I might have to have a knee replacement, or if I really pull my back, I'm gonna have to have something, or shoulder for a while. So I don't know. It's a physical job, and the thing is like you're doing the same thing every day, but like one time you do it like a weird way, and then like that's it.
Wrong.
Yeah, and then you're done.
I pulled my back, threw it out a couple of years ago, lifting an empty bucket. Empty
I'm sorry.
bucket.
It's really cute though. I can picture it.
And I was just like, I bent down to lift it and I went, no. Just tears. Yeah.
And that's it.
I'm
too.
sad.
Just
I'm
a
sorry, I'm laughing.
debilitating
No,
bucket.
it's funny. Freaking bucket.
Debilitating bucket. Yeah.
Stupid PBW bucket. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I know him, so my catchphrase for I'm like Emily, don't do that. That's stupid. Like bring someone else in. I go, oh my scoliosis, because I have
Oh, my
scoliosis.
scoliosis.
So I just go, oh my scoliosis, and I'm like, Emily, if you don't want to be saying that for real, like go get someone to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my self check.
It's good to have those.
Should always
have to
self
have
check your
those.
back.
Self-check your
So
back.
sciatica, scoliosis,
Yeah.
bucket.
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 Death bucket.
And honestly, I like have had family members that have had sciatica in the past, and like, oh, it's really hard when I'm sleeping, whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's an older person thing, whatever. But going through it, I was in the ER. I had like ultrasounds. Yes. I had like heavy pain meds and muscle relaxers.
Well, it's chronic.
I could barely walk. I know, and now it's just forever.
Once you've set it off, you're done.
Yeah.
It's a new lifestyle.
Yeah.
Any kind of injury at this age. It's like you're gonna have to deal with this for the rest of your life.
And like a fun thing that I learned is that when you're going through perimenopause, and then as you get older, even past that, you lose bone mass.
That's true.
Your bones just die.
They just start
They're
to
like, we're dying.
disintegrate a little bit inside of you.
Chemistry and hormones.
And the hormones. So it's just like you're already
worst.
hurting, and then you're like, oh, and my bones are also like diminishing. And
for no reason except age.
Yeah.
There's no like need. It's just we're all dying, so let's die.
Right.
Set our bones.
But like, do men hit a point where their bones just start decaying?
Who cares? Who cares about men? We're talking about
No,
women.
I don't, but I just feel like it's super unfair. That's all.
Well, I know. And total tangent, so feel free to edit this out. I follow, and I don't remember the handle on Instagram, but she's a nurse with a lot of specialties. And she goes, next time, like, even if you're at that age where you're just going to your PCP once a year, getting your blood draws, getting your labs. Yeah. And they're like, actually, at a certain age, like past 30, 35, it's like women, you should be asking for a very detailed panel, because at that point all your hormone levels are changing. They're like, oh, your LDL is high, you get yelled at for high cholesterol. Actually, it could just be your hormones changing. And I'm just like, so you mean like I don't have to stop eating salt? Like, not that I'm raw dogging salt, but like and it just like the possibility of like a PCP appointment being like, can you actually screen for these 20 things, but it actually be valid? Yeah. Because it's like, can you tell me how my body chemistry has changed? Because otherwise, how are you giving me accurate answers about what's going on in there? Right.
So much that you're missing because they just don't even offer such an explanation or a possibility. Yeah. Right. It's not fair. It's BS.
When I had my fibroid before I was diagnosed, they told me I just turned 30, and they were like, well, your body's just changing. I was like,
that's not a diagnosis.
So at 30, my body just
not a diagnosis.
Dies, and like,
sounds like a gravestone.
Yeah, like it just like bleeds itself dry, because I'm bleeding like every day.
You're
and
borrowing against.
Yeah, and I was like, is it? I don't want to be 30. I want to go back to 29. But like that's, and honestly, and I don't want to hate, but it was at Planned Parenthood, because I didn't have insurance.
That's disappointing.
And that's where I went, and they were like, well, this is what it is. And I was like, that doesn't sound, I'm not a doctor, but just turning 30 like immediately on the calendar, it's like, what? So
when I turned 30, I remember things started to hurt, and it was almost like the week after, and I was like, this can't be related, because I was working in like an office job, and I didn't have like a physical job. It's just like
sitting is hard.
It was like I started having back pain, and I started having like shoulder pain, and I started having like foot pain, and I was like, Like,
Every pain.
Why?
was there like I didn't get like a newsletter or something? Like nobody.
a little notice in
A
the
little-
telegram.
So great.
Something slid under the door. No, nothing.
That is why I love this sketch comedy show. It's Canadian, but I talked about it in our first episode. It's called Baroness Von Sketch. They're amazing. They're amazing women. I love them so much.
We love amazing women.
They do a sketch about perimenopause, but then there's also one about when you turn 40. And she goes to the gym and she checks in, and it's like a lottery, like Publishers Clearinghouse, and they're like, bing, 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 bing. Oh, you just turned 40, and she was like, okay. And they're like, you get the special changing room, and they go into the special changing room, and it's like all the women are just naked. They're like, we don't fucking care. Yeah, whatever. We haven't shaved in 10 days. Who gives a shit, you know? And I was like,
That's great.
yeah,
Can I
that's
have that changing room now?
I know. That
yeah,
sounds perfect.
you're close,
Love it.
but it's such a great show. But anyway.
You could have a couple of my years, and then we're even.
They even it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're about 40 again.
Yes,
I'll take that.
I like that, right?
So maybe you are or are not like in the perimenopause yet,
Yes.
but like, do you have what you feel?
Can you be pre
You could sure
menopause?
Yeah.
Not a
pre
sorry.
pre.
I've I've been noticing changes. So it's
Okay.
like I know like there's certain things that are still regular, you know, in terms of what's happening down there. Sorry, I looked
output.
down there, but looking down there in insert.
But
Looking
do
down
you
there.
have like in the last like week or so? Do you feel like you have a certain perimenopause moment or something that happened to you where you could be like, yeah, that was
Like something's not quite normal for you, maybe.
right? It doesn't have to be
And it was
physical. It, could be funny,
noticeable.
but like you know,
Well, besides the very specific nightmare I had last night
yeah.
about no one showing up to this event, I would say I slept in a new bed this past week. Like I was visiting someone.
I know
like
where
a
this
new
is
friend.
going. Yeah.
That sounded kind of weird. Like it wasn't a stranger's bed. It was just a new place with a bed I had never slept in.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I felt like my shoulders
Uh-huh.
were right here where my boobs are.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know if I was like
Yeah.
this or if there was a crater in the middle.
Yeah.
But I like had to be birthed out of that bed. And it, like just today, like I lifted weights today and finally I felt broad again. Like I've never had that happen before. Like I've camped on the ground, I sleep on rocks, like you know, and it's
Okay,
like, oh,
well-
what a great night's sleep. But this very firm bed, and I
Yeah.
was just like, where are my shoulders? I lost track.
That is
Okay.
so amazing.
I lost track of my shoulders.
Yeah. No, I can't do a weird pillow if it's on my
Oh.
pillow.
Bad pillow is a ruin.
Ugh.
the
And I will
vacation.
say,
Yeah.
growing up, I grew up in California, and we would do a lot of road trips, and my mom would bring her own pillow.
Yes,
I understand now.
I understand now. too.
Because if we ever drive somewhere, I bring a pillow
Yes.
To
because
bring a security
it
pillow.
can't
You
be
do.
too fluffy because then my neck is
Yeah.
effed up.
Yep.
So I get it. A different bed is like, what?
different bed is terrifying. I understand.
I know now to be more careful.
Don't ever travel again. Just never leave your
Don't
home.
do it again.
No,
Yeah.
A hermitude starts tomorrow.
I love that
Mhm.
for you.
Mhm.
I'm so jealous.
Well, anything else we want to ask Emily or
I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
I can't either.
Thank you for talking to us.
Okay.
You were
Thank
talking
you
to us.
so much for talking to
This
us.
is so fun.
A rambly mess. My brain.
Oh
shut
my
off
God,
about
you're
an
not
hour
rambling.
ago.
I mean,
We're
us
sorry the
too.
lights shut up.
Yeah,
Oh, Emily,
like
we don't want to hear from you.
Yeah.
we moved into the brewery from somewhere else because it was too dark, and the brewery was like light and bright and amazing. And then someone was like, "No,
They're
you don't.
done.
You
They're
don't
done.
need that."
Too
Yeah.
much cackling.
So, and here we
Here they
are,
are.
perimenopause.
What would they like to say?
We have stickers now. That's all I got. We have fun
They're very
stickers now.
sticky.
Yeah,
Very sticky
we have
stickers.
fun stickers.
Sorry.
No, it's good. I like it.
Okay.
It's the EUDIF board.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
super excited.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
talking to us.
for
Emily.
talking to us.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I
You don't have a
love
cheers.
it.
Okay, there you go.
When it got dark.
That's it for this episode. We so appreciate you for joining us. And as always, please share our show with anyone who might find it helpful. You can find us on YouTube or anywhere you get your podcasts at perimenopause. Email us at perimenopause@gmail.com with questions or comments.
And remember, if you're going through hell, grab a beer for the road.